and you will get the recorded versions. So don't take any notes, and we will send the recordings to you. And the participants are in mute mode. So if you want to raise any question, you can use the chat option. So we can read the questions one by one. The last 10 minutes we are going to dedicate for answering question answer sessions. Okay. So is it clear to everyone? Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. So we are from PMC Global Systems, a leading industry 4.0 system integrator in India. If you see, for each and every technology, you have a lot of players from the market. If you take artificial intelligence, you can see some players. If you see 3D printers, you can see some players. But there is a vacuum available from the industry who is able to provide end-to-end consulting opportunity to industries. That is what we call the system integrator, and we are the leading system integrator for Industry 4.0 in India. Okay, and we are offering the consulting and implementation as well as supporting the Industry 4.0 applications, and also we have extended partner network across India. For each and every technology conference, we have qualified partners. If we take IoT, yes, we have partners from Coimbatore. If we take augmented reality, virtual reality, we have partners from Chennai. Okay. So before starting this Industry 4.0, there are three paradigms available from industry. The bottom one is digitization, and the next one is digitalization, and third could be the Industry 4.0. Nothing but the digital transformation. If you see the industry, many companies still trying to address this, the basic point, digitization. What is that? It's nothing but replacing manual activities. Okay, and even today, if you take big companies from India, they implement a lot of IT system in place. It doesn't matter, but still they are doing a lot of manual activities. One example I can provide. Recently, I completed a project for the Cain India. Cain is one of the largest petrochemical company in India. In fact, they are producing 23% of crude oil demand from India. They have a lot of oil wells from Rajasthan. In fact, for refinery as well as pipeline maintenance, they are using subcontractors for those activities. What happens? These subcontractors are going to central warehouse from the Cain, and they are filling all forms in manual mode. They have all operations end-to-end are in manual mode. So what happened? We did a small IT projects. We used a SharePoint system and a robotic process automation. We simply replaced manual activities. Okay. For example, assume that the subcontractors are taking copper boards from central warehouse. Okay. So this is the very basic function for any company. And the next logical option would be digitalization. What does it mean? So we are going to add some additional technologies over and above the basic function block. For example, if any subcontractors want to take copper boards from a store, central store, okay, and here, though we have IT system in place, still there are some manual activity required, because if the warehouse person gives some material to the subcontractor person, he need to go to this IT system and he need to install some, enter some manual data activities, right? Okay, but here we want to eliminate the entire manual activities. It is complete automated system. Having said that, at the warehouse we installed the advanced technologies like RFID tag and RFID reader, and also we implemented a robotic process automation. Nothing but a small software bot which is replacing repeated manual activities. Okay, so what happens? By going for this second phase, the companies are going to automate the entire manual process. Okay, and the next logical option would be digital transformation. For example, for the same copper boards, what happens? Right now, companies are going for commodity stock exchange. For example, this particular company, Cain India, do have some long-term contract with a few suppliers from India, and usually they go for hedging concept to avoid the pricing fluctuations. Okay, and what happens? These big companies are at the mercy of few large suppliers from the industry. Okay, now assume that this Cain India, they want to go for digital transformation. The digital transformation got multiple components in place. Let us take only one example, data analytics. by leveraging this data analytics, this company, the K in India, going to find out the best price across the stock markets in the world, like commodity markets. So this data analytics program will run 24/7, day night, and keep on looking for the best price from London commodity exchange or New York commodity exchange. To find the best price, it is going to create the order for this company. Okay, just to see the transformation. At the bottom, they are simply replacing the manual activities. At the middle, they are adding some additional technical components to automate the system. By leveraging the digital transformation, they are going to the next stage. Okay. Shekhar, are you able to see the screen?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So I can provide another example from the service industry. Yeah. So, for example, we are taking a banking sector. For example, around 1996, when I joined with Lucas TVS through campus interview, I did my engineering from Sastra University, right? Okay. To get the cash from the bank, we have to go to the bank, 100% for anything, everything. Even if you go to bank, you need to fill a challan and you need to wait for a long time. Correct? Okay. So until 1996 until 2005, everyone is supposed to go to bank for any activities. Okay. So what happened? To avoid these manual activities, the banks, they implemented IT systems, the core banking systems. So what happened? After some time, if you go to bank, you need to fill the challan in manual mode. But the operators or cashiers, they started working on the computers, right? They never they avoided updating manual ledger, which happened around 25 years back. But nowadays, if you go to any bank, okay, the cashier will work on the computers because the companies or banks, they implemented the core banking system. Okay, and also what happened? The banking sectors took advantage about the emerging technologies. For example, internet banking. That is a breakthrough for the banking sector. And you can do banking from anywhere in the world, irrespective of location. You can go to US or UK, still you can operate your ICICI bank, right? Okay. And what happened? Almost 70 to 80% work can be done through the internet banking. Okay. Even some banks, they are offering cash on delivery to a door place. So what does it mean? So the banks are leveraging internet technologies to avoid the manual activities. Okay. So the same banking sector or same ICICI bank, now they started taking advantage about digital transformation. For example, if you go to this ICICI bank, internet banking, so I could see my spending pattern for last 1 year. They developed some analytics program. Okay, this program will see the customer spending pattern for last 1 year. In fact, it will caution next month you need to have, let us say, 40,000 rupees to manage all your expenses because you spend so much money for last 1 year. And also, the internet banking is recommending some savings plan or FD plan based on your profile. How it is possible? Because these banking sector, they started using the digital transformation components. Traditionally, it belongs to the manual activities. So if you go to any bank, you could find some person operating from the reception who will call the customer saying that, sir, we can offer savings plan or fixed deposit plans to you. Now it is automated by the analytics program. So what happens? What is the takeaway? All companies, irrespective of manufacturing or service sector, they started embracing digital transformation. Okay, any company which is not embracing digital transformation going to lag in the market sector. It's going to be killed. It is very clear. Okay. Okay. So we seen 3 different stages, 1 and 2 and 3. So what happened? All of us know about ERP system, Enterprise Resource Planning System, and I think you already heard about SAP, Oracle EBS, and PeoplesSoft JD Edwards. And many companies, they implemented the CRM software for better customer experience, and many companies gone for SRM software, supply relationship management, and many advanced companies gone for API system. Okay. If we take level 2 companies, they implemented a tally system. Okay, what happened? So all these existing IT system, unfortunately, going to address 90% of digitalization activities because these systems will replace manual activities and certain extent it is going to automate the process. Even any company implementing SAP, the #1 ERP in the world, doesn't mean that they are going to automate 100% business processes. Okay, there are some components, but essentially they are replacing manual activities. Okay, so the question can arise. you are talking about digital transformation. So this industry 4.0 got multiple components, right? Easily I can figure out 11 or 12 components like 3D printing and AI or data science. Okay, how companies are going to implement? Okay, the answer is the selection of industry 4.0 components depends on the industry sector they are into. For example, if you take banking sector, they may not go for 3D printing. If you take manufacturing sector, they can go for multiple digital components. So what happens? So these companies, they will choose the right industry 4.0 components and they will start implementing, and essentially they are integrating. So this is the core IT system for any company, correct? This is a mission critical application, and the companies will start implementing different I 4.0 components, but essentially they are integrating these two systems. The integration is the catchy word now, because it is very tough. Okay, we will see why it is tough in coming slides. Okay, so essentially right now, no platform available in the world, it could be Microsoft or SAP, no platform is able to provide end-to-end solution for any company. There are big software available, it is going to fulfill these two criteria, 1 and 2, but digital transformation, it is emerging and every day new technologies are coming. So right now no company will be able to adapt. Okay. Now we talked about point number 1 and 2, and we've seen that many companies implemented some software in place. If it is a very big company, they'll go for ERP system. A small company, they can go for Tally system. So what happened? These companies have some IT system in place. Okay, they have IT department, they have necessary IT infrastructure. They essentially on daily basis, these systems, it is going to create some data for the company, the business data, right? Okay, and fortunately, these IT systems are so robust and standardized to one. It is going to create the structured data. What does it mean? It will be numerical form like 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the companies got full control because they own the application and they are maintaining on a daily basis. So whatever their data they are going to produce, they have absolute control. Okay, and there is sufficient IT infrastructure available. That's why they can able to use it on daily basis. Okay, the more challenge will come if companies go for digital transformation. For example, assume that this company is going for I 4.0 solution. Let us take one manufacturing company from Chennai. Okay, and in I 4.0, there are so many components available. We will take only the sensor or IoT devices as of now. Assume that this company got 500 machineries, and all 500 machineries we are going to deploy some sensors. Just imagine, just assume. So what happened? This 500 sensor is going to stream the data to the IT system, right? It on 24/7. So what happens? You are getting data from 500 different sensors from 500 different machines on 24/7 basis. Okay, and the data are coming on very high speed and too much volume. Okay, if we convert into numerical value, I could say 200 gigabyte of data will be generated by a small factory on daily basis. Just imagine. Okay, so the question is, if the existing IT system is sufficient to manage the industry 4.0 data? No, definitely not. Okay, so the current system definitely not going to fulfill the industry 4.0 data requirements. That's why companies are going for big data. Okay, the moment you have very big data and high speed and different varieties, you need to go for a big data platform. And also, the entire world is going through the social media, right? Okay, and every day, people are making comments about company in emojis or text or videos. Okay, essentially these are unstructured data. What do you mean by unstructured data? You can't make out any inference from the videos, right? You can't make any inference from emojis. So unless otherwise we convert the unstructured data into the structured data, nothing but 0 and 1s or numericals, the company will not be able to generate meaningful information, or companies will not be able to use any analytic applications. Okay, so right now until yesterday, the companies were only bothering about this traditional IT system, but nowadays companies are bothering about data from industry 4.0, also data from social media. Okay, now the successful companies or proactive companies will have necessary infrastructure in place to get the data and convert the data into structured one and take informed decisions. Okay. So let us get into the industry 4.0. This is a very famous slide. I think most of you already gone through this slide. A small recap. If you see the industry 1.0, it happened around 1760. It happened from Manchester, England, where the steam engine got invented. In fact, Manchester is the place where I did my MBA from Manchester University. Okay, so what happened? The UK took the lead in the world. The rest of the world followed them. So this phenomena happened for almost 100 years. So until 1870, when the electricity invented by Thomson, also the Ford invented the mass production schedule. So this place, the US took the world lead stage, and the entire world followed them. So this phenomena happened for close to 100 years, right? So until 1970s, someone invented this microchip. Okay, and again some countries started taking the lead. For example, Germany, Netherlands, and US, and others followed. So this phenomena gone up to, let us say, until yesterday, and today we are in the industry 4.0. What is the major difference? Industry 1.0, the UK took the lead, and the industry 2.0, the US took the lead, and the industry 3.0, Netherlands, Germany, and the US took the lead. And who will take the lead for industry 4.0? Okay. The answer is anyone. Okay. If I am the brilliant person, I can write the world best analytics program right away from Chennai. Okay, I need not work from US or UK to write the best analytics program. It is a knowledge world. Okay, so having said that, there is no leader, there is no follower. Who are knowledgeable, they can take the lead. That's the main difference. And also the another difference could be each previous industry evolution got only one technology. For example, steam for industry 1.0, electricity for industry 2.0, and microchip for industry 3.0. But industry 4.0, there are so many technologies, correct? Okay, people are talking about blockchain, people are talking about internet of people. Yeah. Okay. Now come to this the current world as and today. If you go to any companies, they have digital world, nothing but the IT system in place, and they have physical world. For example, they have a lot of machineries in place. Okay, so what happened? The digital world, if you take Ford Motors for example, assume that I am the Ford plant head. Okay, so my system is generating, let us say, production schedule for today. It is saying that I'm standing here, you need to produce 1000 Fiesta cars today. Okay, as a plant head, I will instruct my engineers, and they will go and instruct the machineries or run the machineries to produce 1000 Fiesta cars for today. So what happens? Essentially, there is no connection between the digital world and the physical world. It is going to be moderated by the human being in between. That is the current status. Okay, and this can be completely modified by the industry 4.0. You can see this is a single entity because both digital world and the physical world will work together. For example, okay, if there is any problem in the let us say machineries, the data will go to the ERP system. The ERP system will create the immediate the maintenance work order and inform the human beings. So what happens in this process? The dependency on manual work will be eradicated in industry 4.0. And also you could see, yeah.
Some participants are telling the voice is not clear.
Voice is not clear, isn't it?
For me, okay.
Okay.
You just go somewhat behind your laptop.
Should I come forward or go behind?
Go behind.
Okay. Is it clear now?
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, you'll get the video or audio recordings.
No.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry for the inconvenience. Yeah. So if you see this industry 4.0, there are 4 components like man, machines, and sensor and devices. Okay. So this industry 4.0, it is going to add more intelligence to the machineries, right? It is going to get more data from the sensor and devices. Essentially, the dependency on man will be eradicated by the industry 4.0. That is a whole basic agenda for industry 4.0. And even the companies nowadays, they don't want to restrict themselves within their own factory. For example, Tata Motors, India's largest automobile company, and they have a lot of tier 1 suppliers from Chennai, for example, TVS group of companies. Yeah, And right now, the Tata Motors, they got, network with TVS companies. Nowadays, the Tata Motors, they are asking the TVS suppliers data or, the critical information. Why? Because Tata don't want to listen the TVS companies word for any eventuality. In fact, they want to get the TVS group suppliers data. So what happens? The leading companies, they want to step out of their own boundary and get the real-time data. That's the beauty of Industry 4.0. Okay. And this is a very important slide. So as we told, we are doing a lot of I 4.0 consulting. This is the question asked by almost all IT managers. Okay. Now, as I told, this IT system or mission critical application. If we take, any company, we have hundreds of IT application available. For example, the Cargill, the world's second largest company, private owned company. In fact, I managed this account for Wipro Technology for close to 3 years. They have 4,500 IT systems. Just imagine, 4,500. Okay, and if we convert into Indian rupees, every day they are, generating 4,000 crore revenue per day. Just imagine. Assume that this IT system will go for maintenance for 1 or 2 days. What happens? 2 or 3 days, the entire trucks will, wait at warehouses from Cargill. Alright, okay. So they can manage for 1 day, 2 days, but third day the company will get collapsed. So having said that, the existing IT systems are mission critical for any company for the sake of argument. We take Rolls-Royce, a very famous company for we know this company very well, and they have around 450 IT system in place. Okay. The question is, well established. The companies spend 5 years and 10 years to implement this IT system. Okay. In fact, I am ERP consultant. I did close to 7 major end-to-end implementation. We used to take more than 2 or 3 years to implement ERPs. Yeah, and most of the times these IT system are reactive. Okay, it will do what it's supposed to do. Okay, in layman terms, I would say that this IT system are slave systems. It doesn't have any intelligence. Okay, simply eliminate the manual activities, and it is going to automate the process to some extent. But essentially, this IT system will not have any intelligence. That is very clear. Okay. So the question asked by many IT managers, we are talking about Industry 4.0. Okay, is it going to eliminate this IT landscape? Why should we invest $1 million for AI? Why should I invest $1 million for data science? Can I eliminate this IT system? Okay. In other words, the Industry 4.0 is a complement with the IT landscape, or it is compete with the IT landscape. Okay. So the answer is, based on our experience from last 2 or 3 years, it is going to complement. The Industry 4.0 never ever able to eradicate the necessity of the core IT application. Instead, it is going to add more intelligence from different components like IoT or 3D printing. It is going to make the system more intelligent. It is going to work along with the existing IT system. So having said that, both the existing IT system and the digital transformation, it is going to create an intelligent system, an autonomous system. The autonomous means the system will take its own decision with or without human beings in place. Okay. Someone can ask why companies are so interested to go for Industry 4.0. There are some reasons. Because 94% of Fortune 500 companies, they started introducing a digital way of doing business. Okay, so all users, both commercial as well as the retail users, they want to go for the digital user experience. And the companies, yes, they want to enhance the top line, that is revenue. They want to enhance the bottom line, that is profit. Yeah, okay, and they want to create more money. So what happens? The companies are really intelligent. Yeah, whether it is small company or big company, they are taking a lot of initiative as on today. Some companies are implementing TPM. Some companies are implementing TPM, lean consulting, and balanced scorecard. But what happens? Still they are greedy. They couldn't able to face the competition. That's why they want to go for the Industry 4.0 journey. Yeah. So the journey, they have a lot of components available. It depends on the industry. Okay. For example, banking industry, they can go for big data and blockchain and AI. Okay. If you take manufacturing industry, they can go for IoT or 3D printing. Depends. Depends. Okay. So essentially, all companies, whether small or big, they have to go for the Industry 4.0. And if the data points are very compelling. Okay. So they are saying that 20% of data from the current system going to become unstructured data. Okay, 20% structured, 80% will be unstructured. What does it mean? So we need to go for big data platform to decode the unstructured data and convert into structured data. You see this, dollars. They are talking in terms of trillions, not billions. 1 trillion is 1,000 billions. Okay. So the question arises: why Industry 4.0 is so special? Because it is convergence of multiple technologies. Okay, augmented reality, virtual reality, simulation. Yeah, we'll see one by one, and happening at the same time. That's where companies are get confused. They don't know where to start, which technology to focus, where to end. Yeah, and another point is it is happening across the world. It is happening from India right away at Chennai. We are doing a lot of Industry 4.0 project. It is happening from China and everywhere in the world. As I told, there is no leader and follower concept. Everyone can take the lead as per their capability, and applicable for all industries. Yeah, and the impact is beyond our control. As I told, the companies who is able to adopt Industry 4.0 will become successful. Otherwise, the remaining players will be perished in the industry near future. And to understand more about Industry 4.0, it happened on 2011 at Hanover. This is a big city from Germany. And Hanover seminar, they introduced this smart manufacturing initiative that is called as Industry 4.0. The guidelines were available on 2013 by German government, and there are 4 design principles from Industry 4.0. As I told, if you take any business, we have man, machineries, and sensor and devices, and these sensor and devices going to generate the data, and we are going to add more intelligence to the machineries to make it more intelligence, and we want to eliminate the dependency of the human beings, and whatever data going to be generated by the sensor supposed to create some contextual information, right? Yeah, and this information will help the companies to take timely decisions. So in the process, the system will take its own decision with or without a human being intervention. That is a core principle of the Industry 4.0. And many companies, they want to step out of their own factory. They want to go for the customer's customer and supplier's supplier to become more agile and resilient in the industry. Yeah. And essentially, they want to become autonomous decision making. The system in place will be able to take decision by itself. To give a fair idea, I staying couple of the Industry 4.0 components, and you could see only 9 components. Some critical components are not available here, like blockchain and IoT. Yeah, and the question can be asked by all of you: is this in a fixed one, or someone going to be added in the near future? Okay, the answer is yes. Tomorrow, some new technology will come. It will become part of Industry 4.0. It's an evolving system. It's a continuum. Yeah. For example, blockchain. Yeah.
Can you please reduce your volume?
Okay. Yeah, is it okay?
Yeah, you can fix 50%.
50%, fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Please continue.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So I set it at 50% now, Segar. Okay. Okay. So blockchain become part of Industry 4.0. It is one of the important technology. Out of the entire Industry 4.0, 2 technological components will make very big impact. Number one is 3D printing. The next one is blockchain. Because blockchain is going to create a transparency in the ecosystem. Okay, it is going to put the single truth. It is tough to modify the data by leveraging the blockchain. And IoT also become part of Industry 4.0. What is IoT? Okay. For example, if I go to, let us say, Singapore, okay, I need to carry my passport. The passport says that my name is Alagiri, I'm the Indian citizen, right? By using the industry IoT, the Internet of People, okay, they will scan my retina and they will understand I'm an Indian nationality. I got a visa for Singapore. Okay, just imagine in terms of business context, if you go to any machineries, the machine will scan my retina, eye retina, and they will understand what kind of access I got to the machine. Whether I got drilling operation or milling operation. Accordingly, the machine will react. Okay, so any emerging technology essentially part of the Industry 4.0. Yeah. And many questions, many people ask you this question: is it only applicable for manufacturing industry? No, it's a global concept. Okay, global concept. If you go to Google, you put 4.0 for any industry like logistics 4.0 or education 4.0 or e-commerce 4.0, you can find the reason over there. Okay, so having said that, none of the industry is spared by industry 4.0. Yeah, and now we can see the real-time example. Okay, before getting into this industry example, let us see. See, knowingly or unknowingly, we are using industry 4.0 on daily basis. Okay, let us go one by one. The cloud computing. Okay, I think all of us we are using. Gmail or Yahoo Mail, I believe, right? Okay, and what we are doing? So we are opening the browser and we are entering username, password, and we are accessing data. The question is, where the service is located? At your house? No. It is located at Google Office from California, Mountain View. Yeah, you are simply entering your username, password, and data will go to the Mountain View from California and accessing server over there. Correct? Okay. And similarly, you are accessing LinkedIn profile or Facebook profile. So what you are doing? Essentially, you are opening your browser and entering username, password. And you are accessing a server anywhere in the world. You don't know where it is. Netflix also. Okay. So think about the industry perspective. And right now, the companies, they have the IT system in place, the in-premise system. They invested a heavy money for servers, and they have IT team in place. Yeah. Okay. And they are maintaining. The question is it necessary? The answer is no. Okay, companies can go for cloud computing. Companies can eliminate the server setup. Companies can eliminate the IT team in place. In fact, they can keep only the normal computers. What they need is only internet. Okay, all the applications supposed to be hosted anywhere in the world by cloud computing service providers. Okay. What is the use? By this mean, companies are going to save almost 70 or 80% of cost to maintain the IT system in place. Okay. Just 1 minute, I got some questions. Yeah, so I got some questions. So what I will do, the last 10 minutes, I will answer the questions from you participants. Yeah, there is some question for security in blockchain. Okay. Okay. So we've seen some real-time example from cloud computing. Let us go to the next one, Internet of Things. If you see Chennai, so a lot of high-end apartments, they have smart homes. For example, I can go to, let us say, Singapore for vacation for 1 week. At evening time, 6 o'clock, I want to switch on the light from the hall so that people seen from the outside, they can see I'm staying at the house. So I want to keep the thieves away from my house. It's very much possible. You can go to Singapore, you can go to US, doesn't matter. You take your mobile and switch on your hall lights. It's going to switch on the hall light from Chennai. Okay. For example, I'm starting from my office. I will go to house after 30 minutes. So I want to put the air conditioning in advance. Yes, take your mobile phone and then switch on your AC. Your house AC will start functioning. It is very much operating at many high-end apartments from Chennai. And many people nowadays started using the smart wearables, right? For example, Apple Watch. What it is doing? You go for 5 kilometers walking, it is going to measure your heartbeat and calories burned, and it is going to upload the data into the Apple server. Okay, so every week and every month you can see your health data. Okay, so essentially these are working based on the internet. Okay, so think about company's perspective. As I told if you go for any company, assume that they have 500 machines. You put 500 sensors, and the sensor will going to generate lot of data, right? Okay, and the data is going to be useful for making any decision for the company. Let us go to this big data example. Okay, I think all of us we are using LinkedIn job portal. Anyone knows what is the total number of jobs available from LinkedIn as of today? Approximately 30 million jobs available, 3 crore jobs available in LinkedIn. Okay. Now, if you open the LinkedIn and go to the jobs in LinkedIn and enter digital transformation in Chennai, okay, fraction of second you are going to see the result. Let us say 200 jobs available from Chennai. Okay. Now think about it. If I write the traditional RDBMS query, relational database management query, they use the SQL system, okay, to run through the 3 crores record, it will take a couple of hours. It means that the LinkedIn goes to or leveraging the traditional databases or traditional mechanism. Yeah, the moment I put my query in the job, it will take 2 or 3 hours to fetch the data. But what's happening really? Okay, the LinkedIn will not take not even fraction of second immediately you are getting data, because the LinkedIn as a company, they are leveraging big data platform for the daily operations. Okay, analytics. The good example is Google Map, right? Okay, for example, if you want to travel Mount Road at Chennai, morning I can take 20 minutes to reach my office, but evening time I can take 1 hour to reach the office. Yeah, if you see the mobile phone, it is going to display the exact time. How it is possible? Because Google server, it is taking the active mobiles from each area. Okay, it is computing the total time required for travel and displaying on your mobile phone. Okay, we are using on daily basis. Machine learning. Okay, the buzzword, right? People are talking about machine learning, deep learning. In fact, we are using on daily basis. Anyone used to this Booking.com? I'm using. This is a hotel website. So whenever I go to the foreign countries, I'll go for this Booking.com and I can book apartments, single bedroom apartments. What happens? Whenever I log into this Booking.com, the system is learning my behavior. Okay, Alagiri as an individual, I always going for, let us say, single bedroom apartments. I need a kitchen facility. Okay, and tomorrow if I change my preference to, let us say, ordinary bedroom, ordinary hotel room, next time when I log in, okay, the system is going to display only the ordinary bedroom. It is not going to recommend the single bedroom apartment. So essentially, whenever I log into this Booking.com, the machine learning program is learning about my behavior, my preferences. Okay, and cyber security. I think most of us are using Yahoo mail IDs. In fact, I got a mail from Yahoo server saying that there are 60 million records from Yahoo got compromised, and you become one of the affected person. But they are taking a lot of precaution to save my data, because the moment you go for online, you are subjected by the online frauds or cyber security issues. And in fact, one classical example happened from Germany. Okay, in Germany, lot of companies, they adopted digital manufacturing or smart factory, and one factory they implemented almost high degree of digital transformation. So what happened? One fine day, the competitor, they logged into this company's digital transformation security, and purposefully they enhanced the boiler's temperature or pressure. Okay, let me repeat again. The competitor got access into the company's digital network, and they chosen one boiler. They purposefully enhanced the pressure of the boiler. What happened? The boiler got accident. Major accident happened for the company. The company got closed. Okay. So by going for the digital transformation, the level of security threats and security aspects is much more higher. The company is supposed to be very careful in Industry 4.0 in the security aspects. And simulation, it is quite old concept, but nowadays what happened? The software's got lot of features, so it is going to create a lot of permutation and combination for the industry to get the best possible options. So one example, I'm taking MBA classes for many business school. So what happens? We are giving case studies for students. They are grouping the students into multiple groups, and each group will do the permutation combination. They are going to present the solution to the faculties. So what does it mean? Okay, so each group will present different solution, and as a faculty, we are going to choose the best one. Okay, so in the industry context, there are a lot of simulation software available, and companies are using to make the informed decision. Okay, and augmented reality. Okay, so tomorrow, if anyone want to buy, let us say, the high-end car like Hyundai Verna or Hyundai Sonata, okay, and you are not going to get the printed owner's manual. Okay, Hyundai is not going to provide the printed owner's manual. Instead, they are going to provide the augmented reality gadget. Okay. For example, I am buying the Hyundai Verna car. I will travel to my native, let us say, Kumbhakonam, right? On the way, it has got some problem. So I want to change the engine oil. Usually, what happens? We need to call the mechanic. The mechanic will come and do the maintenance work. But in case of the augmented reality gadget, okay, I can wear the gadget, okay, I can go to this banet, and this gadget will instruct me or guide me step by step. So open the banet, go to this engine oil valve, open the valve and pour the oil. Okay, so all traditional maintenance activities will be will be given by these augmented reality gadgets given by the Hyundai. Okay, and also one more example, the Sastra University, the leading university from Tanjore, they started working with almost 300 dental surgeons from Tanjore district. So what happened, if you go to any dental surgeon, if you want to change my crown or a root canal treatment, what the surgeons will do, they will take the measurement, the tooth measurement, and I will go back to my house, and they will send the tooth measurement to laboratories, and they will create the crown in biodegradable material. After 2 or 3 days, I will go to this dental surgeon, hospital, and they will put the crown. The process will take 2 or 3 days. But what happens? The Sastra University, they are working with 200, 300 surgeons across Tanjore district. They started, leveraging the augmented reality, virtual reality, to find out the exact, the implants measurement. And also they are leveraging the 3D printing, that is called as additive manufacturing, to print the crown within the same clinic within 1 hour. It means that the companies will go for, surgeons will go for 3D printing machines. Okay, the patients can wait over there. The surgeons will take the 3D printing of implant within 1 hour. They can put it on the patients. So the 3-day cycle time will be reduced up to 1 or 2 hours by using augmented reality and 3D printing. Okay, the 3D printing is a part of additive manufacturing. Okay, so I have a lot of videos to be played, but unfortunately this webinar doesn't have video streaming capability, so I'm explaining in in audio mode. Okay, and we talk about the autonomous robots. We already seen the big robots from industries, like if you go to Ford Motor Chennai, the mail and assemblies are done by the GN robots, the welding and machining activities. Okay, and not only the manufacturing sector, even the service sectors. If you go to Dubai, if you go to Emirates NBD Bank, if you get into the bank entrance, there will be a robot standing. The robot will ask what you want. So I will tell my let us say account number, and it is going to ask what you want. For example, I want to take my account statement printout. I can take the printout from the robot itself. In case the robot is not able to answer my queries, then only I will go to the the counter people. Okay, not only Dubai, even Bangalore, some banks started using this the small robots. Okay, and here we are talking about the hardware robots. In reality, even a lot of software robots are happening. That is called as robotic process automation. Okay, if we get into this, let us say ICICIbank.com. At the bottom, I can see, do you want any help? So assume that I need some clarification. I'm going to chat it. Okay, the chat box is not managed by the human beings. It is managed by the bots, software robots. Okay, and not only this ICICI Bank, even for the big companies, the regular repetitive activities done by the human beings, it is replaced by the software robots. Okay, in other words, one software robot or robotic process automation can eliminate 15 to 20 human beings work for a company. Okay, I'll go to this the question answer session. Okay, I'll go one by one. Okay, so the question is, how cost effective is RFID in terms of implementation? So this is a question asked by Mr. Nadarajan, okay, half an hour back. The answer is, the moment you talk about RFID, there are two components: RFID tag and RFID reader. The RFID tag is very, very less expensive. Starting from 50 rupees, you can get one RFID tag. So what is RFID tag? If you go to any, a fashion store, okay, assume that I want to buy some t-shirt. If you go to the counter, they will remove some electronic tag from the shirts, right? That is called as RFID tag. we can get it from 50 rupees until 5,000 rupees. The expensive part is RFID reader, because we did a project for a TVS company from Chennai, okay, and they given almost 600 machines to us, and we given 50 rupees for each RFID tag. But the RFID reader is expensive; it's almost 1.5 lakh per reader. So we installed 4 readers for the company. So per reader alone will take 6 lakhs. But all 600 tax will cost us only 3 lakhs. So put together for a small size company, we can go for 10 lakhs investment for RFID. Okay. 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 The question is, how about security in blockchain? In fact, next session, so we are going to see 4 important components from Industry 4.0. The first one is blockchain, then 3D printing, then IoT, and data science. Okay, so we'll talk more about blockchain by next session. But come to our point, it is very secured. The blockchain is very secured. Manipulating blockchain is highly impossible as of today. Okay, recently, Andhra Pradesh government, they implemented blockchain for land registration. Okay, so anyone want to do the land registration in Andhra Pradesh, okay, they cannot go by the traditional way of sales deed. Everything will be done by the blockchain. What does it mean? The forgery and other illegal activities is not possible in Andhra Pradesh as of now, because they gone for blockchain. They will highly secured. We'll discuss on next session. Okay, the next question is okay. So the question asked by Banks, what are the challenges that you expect companies to face while implementing 4.0? For example, Rolls-Royce, as you said, has about 400 plus systems already. Why add a few more components platform? Would that make it more complex? Okay. The question is, the Rolls-Royce already got the IT system in place. Why they want to go for the Industry 4.0? The answer is, okay, the 400 systems are traditional IT application. Okay, it could be SAP, or it could be Tally, or any other standard IT system. This 400 application doesn't have any intelligence. Yeah, it's a reactive in mode. Okay, to add more intelligence, to add more proactiveness, companies are going for the digital transformation. For example, I can create one analytics program and attaching the analytics program with Rolls-Royce IT system. Okay. For example, I am going to use augmented reality or virtual reality for training purpose, and I am going to integrate the augmented reality, virtual reality with the Rolls-Royce to make it more robust. Okay. Having said that, yes, it is okay. Companies will go for Industry 4.0 implementation apart from their own IT system. Okay. Okay. The next question is Mr. Ravi Vaidiswaran asked, how do you suggest implementation of the 4.0 in MSME sector, where the operations are very closely held and all data is available easily, like quality, production, data, also cost benefit for SMEs? It's a very good question. In fact, a very good question. From our side, we are developing some applications meant for MSME sector. Okay. In fact, one of my friends is running a small factory from Ambuttur Estate. Yeah. And one time I went to the factory, and all sophisticated machines are operated by the North Indians, or not the skilled persons. And he said all the CNC machines got frequent bearing damage because these operators are not qualified to run the machineries. Yeah. He asked, do you have any solution for small scale factories like us? Okay. Because the moment we talk about Industry 4.0, okay, it will be very expensive. People are talking in terms of millions and lakhs. Okay. The answer is yes, it is not helpful for MSME sector, but the answer is yes, we can create a solution for 10,000 rupees or 20,000 rupees or 30,000 rupees. In fact, the solution which we are offering right now is based on this usage basis. For example, one company got 4 machines, and each machines they need to provide 500 rupees per month. So 2,000 rupees per month they need to provide. Okay, so we are working on MSME sector. It is going to roll out very soon. Okay, next question is same Mr. Ravi Vaidiswaran. In big companies, this may play a good role where operations are large but smaller companies. What is the benefit? Okay. Okay. The question is, big companies, industry 4.0 is very benefit. What happened to the small companies? So I don't find the size of the company is a limiting factor here. To be very honest, okay, the small companies need the necessity of I 4.0 than big companies, because the small companies doesn't have the manpower. They are bidding on daily basis. So any useful solution from industry 4.0 going to be beneficial to small companies rather than big companies, because the big companies got money power. Yeah, they have muscle power. They can withstand for any issues for some time, but small companies they cannot. They will collapse. So having said that, for small companies we need industry 4.0 at affordable price. So I'll go to the next question. Okay. The next question is, how does it integrate suppliers and the sales as compared to SAP? Again, Mr. Ravi Vaidiswaran. Yeah, okay, fantastic. Yeah, okay. Okay. So the question is, how industry 4.0 is going to helpful to integrate suppliers and customers? Okay. The answer is, most of the companies already have ERP system in place. Okay. The ERP systems, we already have some kind of EDAs in place, electronic data interchange mechanism, EDA mechanism, that is going to get data from suppliers and customers. Okay. Over and above, some companies started creating e-platform or e-auction platform, wherein the suppliers and customers can log into your company and use the platform. Okay. So having said that, yes, the industry 4.0 as a technology will be useful to integrate both supplier and customers apart from core IT system in place. Okay. Okay. Mr. Ravi Vaidiswaran asked another question. What benefits do companies obtain to the present post-COVID situation by implementation of Industry 4.0? Okay. The question is, the current coronavirus, how the Industry 4.0 is going to helpful to the companies. Yeah. Okay. The answer is, in multiple ways it is going to helpful. For example, I'm running a company, manufacturing company, but I closed my factory due to corona issue nowadays. All my employees, right now they are idle at house. They can't commute to my factory and do the work. Now, if I have my Industry 4.0 system in place, I can leverage, for example, I can leverage my virtual reality, augmented reality apps to train my employees on different skill set. For example, one operator is only focusing on building. Okay. By virtual reality, the operator gets trained on, let us say, drilling operation, okay, or welding operation. Okay, that is very much I can do from anywhere in the world, remote location. So what happens in reality? These employees are supposed to come to the training center, and I need to provide the real-time, consumables to do the training. But in case of Industry 4.0, they can do the train by themselves through virtual mode, virtual reality, augmented reality. I'm giving one small example. Okay, having said that, in the current corona situation, the Industry 4.0 will be wonders in multiple aspects for companies. I'll go to the next question. Mr. Nadarajan asked, simulation tools for case studies MBA. What are the simulation tools in your regular use? Okay, so I given one real-time example to understand the simulation concept for the audience. Okay, so as I told I took the MBA classes. So for reinforcing the theoretical concept, we are giving case studies. Okay, but in case of any actual industry use, for example, I am running a small factory, so I want to leverage my space to accommodate more number of machines. So there are some simulation softwares available for shop floor layout. Okay, I can create multiple layout in the simulation software, and whichever layout is more economical to me based on the software, I am going to modify my actual physical layout. Okay. So the industrial application, there are a lot of simulation software available. For example, to get the maximum output from the employees, the software available. To get the maximum space from the layout, software available. Yeah. Okay. So I'll go to the next question. Mr. Ravi Vaidiswaran asked, what would be the application of cobots and robots in 4.0? What would be the application of both and where? Yeah. Okay. Very good question. Okay. So he's asking about robots and cobots. Okay, what is robots? We already seen. Yeah, if you see Ford or in a BMW, say big robots will do the welding and other activities. And he's talking about cobots. The cobots is a kind of robots is working along with the human beings. Okay, the cobots is in a much more conducive for human operations. Okay, and the answer is the cobots and robots is the integral part of Industry 4.0. Yeah, okay, and by leveraging different the Industry 4.0 components like data science and in AI, we can able to make the cobots more intelligent. Okay, so by making it more intelligent, it is going to work along with the human beings in more safeful way, I would say. Yes, even today, the human beings, they have a lot of suspicion about the robot's activities. They always see that the robot is going to injure them or kill them. Okay, by leveraging the emerging technologies, we can make the cobots more intelligent, and it will start working along with the human beings. In fact, there is a study from a Boston Consulting Group. Okay, they told that companies will go only for the digital transformation. They are going to achieve 20% benefit. Companies will go only for investing on human beings training. They will achieve only 20% benefit. But companies investing on both aspects, human being and robots, they are going to achieve 40% benefits. Okay. So I'll go for next question. Okay, next question is coming from Ashwin Sundar. Sir, please throw some light on how about these techniques used in the field of NTD and other inspection activities beyond image interpretation. What experience of the individual is the only key for the success? It's a very good question. In fact, we did a project for BHEL, yeah, as part of Sastra University. In fact, I personally went to BHEL. We had a 2 days workshop with BHEL executives, and BHEL, they are using NTT test for building quality assurance. In fact, we given a solution. Yeah. So to replace the NTT, we are going to provide an intelligent sensor with ultra UV rays in place. So what happens? These devices will pass the rays towards the building spot. If there is any porosity, it is going to reflect, and they can find out. Having said that, by implementing this technology IoT with machine learning combination, we can eliminate entity test for the real production activities. In fact, next session I will show the solution we go into the BHEL. Okay. So next one is coming from
Alagiri.
Yeah.
Almost time is going to close.
Okay. So we have few more questions. Shall we close now?
Yeah, we can close. You can
Okay.
see the
Okay. So thank you very much, participants. Today time is over. So I got your questions. Probably next session, I will answer the questions. Thank you very much for attending this session. You will get the video recordings. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Alagiri. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Sagar.
For your very good lecture. And I thank all the participants also. Thank you very much.
Sure. Thank you very much. Yeah.